My job is a very interesting job as a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia.
Basically, it all started in the streets. It was never easy being here.
Hello, esteemed viewers. My name is Fati Jallo, and here with my co-host on the next step,
Bakari Fati.
We're here with news that will make you stare. Yes, stare.
It's time to turn passion into action.
With our new talk show on DRTS,
Nothing can be better.
so drag your seats closer to your TV. Are you lost in thoughts in the middle of the night, trying to figure out what's right?
Or do you always have dreams of the future but wake up with screams?
Do you have your inspiration glued to a mountain of doubts, dragging you back?
Or is it all about being clueless?
Would you like an extra light to be reflected in all thoughts of your future aspirations by role models and charismatic figures?
Let's have all these questions answered by lawyers,
Doctors,
artists,
carpenters,
you name it.
all present in the studio.
Get
Get inspired by joining us on DRTS with the next step. Watch out, y'all. Hello, viewers. Welcome to the next step once again. And today we have a prominent guest for you. He is a political science lecturer, and he got his BA in Edinburgh University, his master's in Edinburgh, where he did African studies, and also his PhD, the only political science analyst in the Gambia, who was actually offered the opportunity to work in Edinburgh, but he turned it down simply because he wanted to come back and give back to the nation, the Gambia. Join me on the next step and hear it right from him.
My job is a very interesting job as a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia.
Basically, it all started in the streets. It was never easy being here.
Hello, esteemed viewers. My name is Fati Jallo, and here with my co-host on the next step,
Bakari Fati.
we're here with news that will make you stare. Yes, stare.
It's time to turn passion into action.
With our new talk show on DRTS,
Nothing can be better.
so drag your seats closer to your TV. Are you lost in thoughts in the middle of the night, trying to figure out what's right?
Or do you always have dreams of the future but wake up with screams?
Do you have your inspiration glued to a mountain of doubts, dragging you back?
Or is it all about being clueless?
Would you like an extra light to be reflected in all thoughts of your future aspirations by role models and charismatic figures?
Let's have all these questions answered by lawyers,
Doctors,
artists,
carpenters,
you name it.
all present in the studio.
Get
Get inspired by joining us on DRTS with the next step. Watch out, y'all. Dr. Ceasay, welcome to the next step. I am happy to have you. Can you kindly tell me how your career unfolded?
Actually, I went to Europe to hustle, just like everybody did in the mid-90s, my contemporaries. But I later realized that the only way for me to give back to my country was not perhaps accumulating wealth, but also accumulating knowledge. So I then decided to go to university to educate myself, and I went to the University of Stockholm in Sweden. I had my bachelor's there in political science. And I realized that that wasn't enough for me to make a difference in my country. So I decided to go further, have my master's. So I then moved to Edinburgh in Scotland to have my master's. So after my master's, I said, now I think I'm equipped enough to go and contribute to national development. And at that time, for me, there was no better place to do it than at the University of Gambia, where young intellectual minds are created. It was during the era of Yaya Jammeh. And I thought that university was the best place to kind of go and impact the lives of young people insofar as education is concerned. I came to the Gambia in 2010 and started working at the university for 2 years, and then I still realized that I was still room to improve myself. So I decided to go back to Scotland to do my PhD, which I finished in 2016, and I decided to come home and continue the crusade of enlightening young Gambia.
Thank you very much. But interestingly, you did your PhD in African Studies and your Master's in African Studies in Edinburgh University, and you were offered a very good position to serve as a senior political science lecturer, but you turned that down and came back to the Gambia to lecture as a political science lecturer. Like, what inspired you?
Very well, because I had realized that with my PhD, with my experience and my education, I could not make that much a difference in Scotland and the UK, because we have loads of people with the same caliber of knowledge and experience who are contributing to that. I'm Gambian, and I think at some point I had always think that my education will be worthless if it's not helping the people of the Gambia. If you go to Scotland and acquire wealth, and you start distributing your money to the Scottish people, it will not make that a huge difference than if you acquire that wealth and come and distribute it to the Gambians who really need it most. For me, my passion is to share the knowledge and experience I have with young Gambians, and that is what I'm doing. And for me, whatever I do, I must have a passion in it. I must enjoy it. What I enjoy doing is working at the university, and the joy and the appreciation I see in some of my students in terms of what they learn from me. That alone is so invaluable that no amount of money can pay for it.
I like the fact that you said passion, which is very important, and I believe that everybody looking to do something should actually should have the passion for whatever they're doing, and you've heard it from him. So, Dr. Ceesay, what factors should prospective students look into when choosing a school?
Like I mentioned, you must identify what you have passion for. You must identify the thing that is a burning issue for you. If you are interested in helping people in areas of health, then obviously you must go into medicine, become a nurse or a doctor. If you are interested in agriculture, if that's something that is a burning issue for you, you must go into it. So I think whatever we do, we must have passion for it. If you have a passion for teaching, go for teaching. I think when you have a passion for something that you do, it will never be boring for you. It will never become a job for you. It will also always become a leisure for you. That is why for me, going to the university to teach, it's not like I never go to work. I go to do things that I love the most. So for me, it's like going for a leisure activity when I'm teaching. That is why sometimes if my classes should end at 7, I sometimes drift in to 8 without even knowing. Because for me, when I'm in the classroom teaching, I'm so passionate about it. I'm so into the teaching that time is insignificant, space insignificant. Nothing else matters at that time except the interaction I have with my students.
Amazing. Okay, so you're currently serving as the head of the staff association of the University of the Gambia, and there's a burning issue, trust me, and a lot of students would actually like to know. So what exactly is the current status quo of the punitive grading system? In your capacity, what can you say in your capacity of the head of staff?
Yes, you are right. I'm the president of the Faculty and Staff Association. I'm very well aware that this system has been rescinded by the last Senate meeting. Now we're just waiting for it to go to council. Council is the key, is the governing body of the university. Every decision must be endorsed by council. Now we are waiting for council to be instituted. Once it goes to council, it will be approved, and then we will go back to the old grading system that all students are yearning for.
Well, okay, we'll take it from you then. I would like you to briefly talk about some of the successes you've registered, and some of maybe the awards, and how important are these things in terms of recognition in your personal life and your professional life?
Academic achievements, obviously. I mean, having a PhD, I think, is the highest that one can achieve. So that is one, and that's something I've been. One of my is that it has been high on my agenda that I would like to achieve that academically. When it comes to other academic achievements, I've published quite a lot of works, which are published in peer-reviewed journals, mainly centered on young urban Gambians' livelihoods and so on and so forth. And also when it comes to information and communication technologies and how they are used in the Gambia, I've also published works. So those are my academic achievements. I've also worked at the university for almost 8 years now, and I think that's quite an experience. When it comes to my personal achievements, though, normally I'm the type who doesn't like to discuss my personal. I'd rather other people to discuss my personal achievements, because I normally don't take track of that. I'm the type who doesn't really focus on those things. People come and tell me you've achieved this X, Y, and Z, but for me, I don't normally. I'm not very interested in what I achieve personally. For me, I like to give most than to focus on what I achieve personally.
Okay, brilliantly put. As you know, the next step is about motivating students, and you as a political science lecturer, and like you've said, you serve as a role model. And what do you have to say to the students sitting at home, aspiring to be like you, opting to study political science? Like, what do you have to say these young boys and girls looking up to you as a role model?
Now, apart from being passionate about what they do. Three things is fundamental for their success, and this is discipline, discipline, and discipline, nothing else. Without discipline, you cannot succeed. Without dedication, without a conviction of what you believe in, you cannot succeed in life. So what I would tell them is to have a passion, identify what they have passion in, go for it, have confidence, self-confidence, be disciplined about it, and then everything else will be in place. The lack of discipline and the lack of passion and lack of dedication is what leads to failure. But once you are disciplined, you are dedicated, and you have a passion for what you are doing, you will surely succeed.
Thank you very much, Doctor. It is indeed an honor to have you here. So can you please just give us your final words, especially to the students once again?
Thank you for having me. This is a very interesting program, and I think it will go a long way to inspire young Gambians. My final words are very simple, that let the children be dedicated, not children, but the students be dedicated, work hard, be disciplined, then they will see the results. I mean, if you don't work hard, you don't expect any results. It's not easy though, but you have to work hard. It's hard work, nothing else, because nothing in this world comes for free. I would urge them to be passionate about what they are doing, let them be disciplined, let them be dedicated, and let them work hard. And then, because the Gambia depends on them. What we can do as lecturers at the university is to give you the tools and equip you with the tools you need for nation building. And we task you to go and do that. And if you're not passionate about what you're doing, if you're not dedicated and disciplined, then you will fail in that endeavor. So be disciplined, be passionate, and be dedicated. And then study and work hard, and then you will be the masters of the destiny of the Gambia.
I've known Doctor for more than 6 years now. He's been my lecturer since when I was an undergraduate student at the University of the Gambia. He's been one of my favorite, not because of anything else other than how much he prepares for his classes. He is the modern type of intellectual that the University of the Gambia needs. Why? Because before he comes to class, he makes sure that he understands the material. He reads, he propels students to prepare really well for the classes, so that when you come to this school, you know why you are there, and you go home with feeling comfortable with the knowledge that you have gained, and having confidence in the reasons that have propelled you in the first instance that brings you to the university. So he's very hardworking, and he's focused, and he understands the content of the field in which that we are studying.
Welcome back. You heard it from Dr. Ceasay, and his final words were: be disciplined, be dedicated, and be passionate about whatever you do. Well, if you're at home and hoping to be a lecturer or a political science analyst, he is the man to actually listen to. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of The Next Step.
My job is a very interesting job as a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia.
Basically, it all started in the streets. It was never easy being here.
Hello, esteemed viewers. My name is Fati Jallo, and here with my co-host on The Next Step,
Bakari Fati.
we're here with news that will make you stare. Yes, stare.
It's time to turn passion into action.
With our new talk show on DRTS,
Nothing can be better.
so drag your seats closer to your TV. Are you lost in thoughts in the middle of the night, trying to figure out what's right?
Or do you always have dreams of the future but wake up with screams?
Do you have your inspiration glued to a mountain of doubts dragging you back?
Or is it all about being clueless?
Would you like an extra light to be reflected in all thoughts of your future aspirations by role models and charismatic figures?
Have all these questions answered by lawyers,
Doctors,
artists,
carpenters,
you name it.
all present in the studio.
Get
Get inspired by joining us on DRTS with The Next Step. Watch out, y'all.